So did you find some nice styles? Let's work on these bullet points together. And for that, I'll start in the HTML of the code and first of all assign some classes. I'll start with the unordered list element, and there I'll assign a class which I'll name key-feature __ list. Of course, you can pick any class name you want. Now the individual list item will also receive a class, and this actually is my individual key feature. So this will just be a key feature because this is, well, just one key feature element. You could name it key feature element, but in my opinion, key feature already is a fitting name for the element itself. Now in there, I will also assign a class to the text, and it will give it a class of key-feature __ description. Now with that, we have to apply these classes to the other key features too. So the key feature class to the other list items and the key feature description class to the other paragraphs in my key features. So with that, the classes are added. Now it's time to work on the styles. For this, I will add a style for the list. Key feature __ list was the class we applied to that. So that's the unordered list element. And I want to remove the list style, so that it's set it to none, and add a margin of 0 and a padding of 0. Next, the key feature itself, key-feature. Here, I now want to set display to inline block again to make sure that all key features are in one line. And I'll give it a width of 30%. And by the way, why not 33? Because of that inline block bug, not really a bug, but of that behavior where white space in between also gets a width, and therefore 33% would actually not fill the entire width, but a little bit more, and hence you would have an ugly line break. With 30% we should be safe. Now with that, if we save that and reload, the elements are sitting next to each other. They're not centered at all though, so that probably is something we want to change too. And we can change it on the list. Since the key features are inline elements, we can target them with text align center because that centers text, that centers inline elements to be precise. And therefore, if we now reload, it's nicely centered, it's looking good. Now, of course, one other thing I want to do is I want to change the text from a visual perspective too. So my key feature is styled like this. The key feature description should get a special style too. So that's the text itself, the description. Here, I want to also center the text inside of its box to make sure everything is perfectly centered. And I will assign a font weight of bold as well as a white color. And finally, why don't we increase the font size a little bit, maybe to 20 pixels. If we do that and we reload, it's looking good. What we can see is that here we got a little line break issue. That goes away if we increase the page width, of course. For now, it's something we'll simply live with because on smaller screens we'll have it anyways. We will take care about this later in the course too, and we'll make sure that everything is positioned nicely. Well, one thing we can already do is we can go back and assign a different style for key feature. We can set vertical align to top here. This should ensure that all the key feature texts are aligned at the top, which in my opinion looks a bit better than if the line break is somewhere in the middle. So with that, we got nice key features, but an image above each feature would be nice. Now we'll add images in the backgrounds and images section. For now, let's already prepare a container for the image. Let's add a circle above each text, which for now simply has a background color. Now, to add such a circle, we got that div. It's not there by accident. We can add a class to that div, and I will name this key-feature __ image, because eventually this will hold an image. Let's assign that class to all the divs and all the key features. And then in the CSS code here, I'll add a style for it above my description, because in HTML it comes above that. Key feature __ image. And now, as I said, the image will follow. For now, what I'll do is I'll assign a background, maybe a light reddish color, We can use FFCEDE here. CEDE. So like rose color. I'll add a width here, let's say of 128 pixels. I'll also give it a border of, let's say, 2 pixels, solid, and a dark gray, maybe 424242. And now to turn this into a circle, we have to set a border radius, of course, to turn the edges to rounded corners. And to get a perfect circle, you actually have to use 50% here. This will round everything such that you exactly get a perfect circle in the end. If we save that and we reload, we got that here. The problem now is we got no height on that image, so we need to add height to it too. The height to get a perfect circle has to match the width so that you have a square and then you round the corners. So we add 128 pixels as a height. Now we got a circle. And now I want to center that circle horizontally. There's a nice trick you can use with the margin property. You can set margin to left and right, but how do you know how much margin you need to set to center this? Well, you can just set margin auto or 0 auto because it only matters to left and right, but doesn't hurt if you set it into all directions. And auto will automatically fill the available space to the left and right equally to center the element horizontally. Not vertically, that does not work, but horizontally works. So margin auto will now center that circle. And eventually we'll add an image to that circle, as I said. And now with that, we got our key feature area in a good shape. Images are missing, but will be added. I like the look of that a lot. I think we're building a nice starting page for our hosting service. The next thing we'll add is a footer at the bottom. So let's do that in the next lecture.